Hi, my name is Natalia Gavlin, and I would like to talk to you today about one of the most common questions that I am always being asked, which is how do we get a green card through marriage? Now, that involves a million different options depending on, of course, on where your future spouse is and what is their status. But I will start little by little and hopefully we'll get to the option that has to do with your case. So let's say, for example, you're a US born citizen living in New York City and you happen to meet a very nice girl and you want to build your life together. So, of course, your first question will be, what can I do for my future wife? Now, there are a few questions that I would like to ask the future wife, because depending on what her status in this country is, that will affect the process. So let's say you come to my office, we start talking, and she tells me that she came here on a tourist visa. She overstayed her visa, she's now here unlawfully present, but because you are developing this relationship together, you would like to stay here with her and get a green card. That is one of the best cases, actually, to be honest with you, because you have US citizen, you have a beneficiary who entered this country lawfully, and although at this point she is here unlawfully present, United States laws forgive that unlawful presence if she's married to a US citizen. So in that case, my recommendation would be is that you guys get married, start putting together certain documents, and when everything is prepared, I can file a family petition on your behalf as a petitioner. I can also file a green card application or adjustment of status application, Form 485, for your beneficiary spouse. I can also file work authorization as well as advanced parole. That will allow your spouse to travel. Let's say you want to go take a vacation somewhere. That will allow her to leave the country and come back while the green card application is pending. Now, there are a few other forms that go along with this packet, and I will discuss that with you. It involves affidavit of support. Now, a lot of people hear affidavit of support, they're thinking, I have to support my spouse. What kind of contractual obligation do I have? It doesn't really mean that. It basically means that if you're married to your future wife, she cannot become public charge. That is the standard. You do not need to necessarily sponsor everything in her life, although that would be very nice, I guess. But what you do need to do is sign a contract with the US government saying that you will make sure she will not become public charge. What is public charge? She will not apply for welfare benefits. She will not apply for food stamps or Medicaid-based medical programs. You can buy private insurance. That's perfectly fine. But she cannot apply for anything that is government funded. Now, when all the documents are prepared, and a lot of people want to know what the documents are, I have a very long list with a lot of explanations that I usually provide to my clients when they retain me. And we go off that list and we check off everything that we have to make sure the packet is complete. I can talk a lot about exactly what goes into the packet. I think I can make a whole new video that will run for a long time as to what documents USCIS is looking for. But let's just say there are two sorts of documents that go into the packet. This is how I like to describe to my clients. Biographic documents, who you are, where you are from, documents about your spouse, passports, birth certificates, marriage certificates, prior divorce certificates, anything that has to do with establishing your identity. That is one set of documents. And then, of course, the second part involves bona fide documents. Everything that shows that your marriage is bona fide. Now, what is bona fide marriage? Bona fide marriage is a marriage that is for not only immigration benefit. So basically, you need to show to the government, and they will look at pretty much every marriage as if you're trying to evade immigration laws and you're simply trying to create immigration benefit for your spouse. You need to come with a lot of documents, a lot of papers to show to them that no, this is not the case. We're really in love. We're really married. We have joint funds. We have joint leases. We have, the list just goes on. I don't want to really spend time listing every single item. But basically, you have to show that you commingle funds and you have joint ownership in certain things and that you live normal married life, at least what they think married life should be. So once you get all of that together, you mail it out and you wait for work authorization. That usually comes first. Obviously you will have an appointment for biographics, you will have to go do fingerprints, but then you wait for work authorization. Work authorization right now is taking a little bit too long. It used to be 2-3 months. Now I would say, to be realistic, it's probably closer to 5-6 months. Maybe you're going to be lucky, you'll get it in 4. It's really hard to predict. The interview itself will be scheduled approximately a year after filing. I have seen a few cases actually that we filed in December of 2018 and they have already been scheduled for interview. This is actually great news because I am hoping that USCIS is getting back to their old ways where they used to schedule marriage-based cases within 6 months time frame. So I have seen a few, but most of them are taking a year, maybe even more. So then before the interview, you will have to prepare for it. I usually work with my clients and we prepare the documents, but I think preparation for an interview involves much more than just the documents, because your documents and the packet of what you present to an immigration officer could be beautiful and could be great, but if you do not know how to present yourself, if you do not know how to handle certain questions, if you don't know how to respond, then it really doesn't matter what's in your file. The officer will deny the case. And unfortunately, the standard for inconsistencies, or the standard at which they judge you, is very low, meaning any inconsistencies, any omissions between what you say, what your spouse says, or what's in the documents could be used against you, and your case could be denied, or it could be called in for a Stokes interview, which is a next level interview, which is more formal. It could be recorded, audio, video, and it's more of an interrogation. You're separated and you're questioned, under different timings, and basically anything that you say that's different will be used against you. We obviously don't want to get to the Stokes interview. My clients do not get Stokes interviews scheduled because the first interview you go to, they're prepared. They know how to handle the questions, they know how to respond to the questions, and there is no reason for Stokes to be scheduled. I do, however, present clients who need Stokes interviews. Usually those are clients who either started the process on their own, went to the interview on their own the first time around, did not know how to handle it, or maybe they had another attorney who started the case for them, possibly did not prepare them properly for the interview, and so that led to Stokes being scheduled. However, my clients, in my personal experience, do not get scheduled a Stokes interview because we work really hard, and I accompany my clients to the interview, and really usually the questions that the officer might raise are resolved right there. So that is basically the process of how you get a green card for your future spouse, assuming you are a US citizen and the spouse is here on some sort of a visa, or at least has entered at some point on a visa, even if she's unlawfully present at this point. I will give you other scenarios and I will explain what to do if that is not your fact pattern in another video. Thank you.